Now to the big story that everyone is talking about this morning. The Washington Commanders could soon be coming home to D.C. The team reached a deal with the district to build a new stadium at the RFK Stadium site.
It is a move that will have a huge impact on the district and also Maryland, but will affect all of us, right? DMV. There were a lot of questions about how it's being paid for and what happens to the Commanders' current home in Prince George's County, Northwest Stadium. Now, for that answer, we go live to Wisdom Martin. Wisdom is just outside the old RFK Stadium site. And Wiz, a lot of numbers to break down here to the tune of nearly $4 billion.
It is a lot of money that we're talking about here. Not done yet, as you just mentioned, but it looks like the ball is moving forward closer to the goal line. Now, we are talking about a multi-billion-dollar plan that would see the Commanders back in the district for the first time in 28 years. So let's break down some of the details of this proposal for this new stadium. The estimated $3.8 billion project includes $1.1 billion in taxpayer financing. It is the largest private investment in D.C. ever. The Commanders will cover $2.7 billion. The district has committed to covering the rest of that money, which is just a little more than $1.1 billion. Now, that money will pay for road work, parking garages, a youth sports complex, and it will focus on developing the area around the stadium as well. The proposal calls for up to 6,000 new homes, as well as shops, restaurants, and a lot of green space for parks as well. Now, we're hearing from people both for and against the Commanders' move back to the district. Now, we spoke with neighbors around this area, current RFK Stadium, and they have some concerns. They have some concerns about this potential move back to this area, back to the district. And one of the major sticking points we heard was about traffic.
It would be chaos. It would be traffic chaos. To get in and out of these massive parking garages will take hours.
Now, under this deal, the Commanders will call Northeast home beginning in 2030, but local residents, well, they feel that neighborhoods surrounding the stadium will be infested with trash, parking issues, noise complaints. They say it's something that they remember dealing with back in the 90s before the team left and went to Maryland. There will be a meeting to address these concerns. It's happening tonight at the Hill Center in Southeast. So, while there is a lot of excitement about this, you can imagine much of the Commanders fan base is happy about this deal. Not just the fans. There were some very interested parties on hand at the event from Monday announcing this plan to come back to D.C. And our Chick Hernandez, he had a chance to have a conversation with some of the burgundy and gold greats and the leadership with some local ties.
Just give me a reaction to this news today of them going back.
I think it's fantastic for our fans. I love that. I think it's going to be great for the community. I think this is going to be the crown jewel of the NFL. I believe it. With the greatest fan base. And so you don't get any better than this. I'm excited for everybody. I appreciate everybody and all the hard work. Josh's team, the mayor, everybody.
Oh, I thought it was going to happen. It just matter when. I'm just glad I'm here to see it because it's Washington, D.C. This is the nation capital, and that's where it should be.
You made your living on that site in D.C. To be sitting here watching this today and see what's taking place, how does that hit Darrell Green?
It hits me really deeply. I've always said that I'm not from D.C. I was humbled and privileged to be able to come into what they had already established and add a little something to it, but I'm very humbly respectful of the stories. Man, my grandmother, man, my grandfather. I remember when my uncle, always used to watch, and I love that and I appreciate that humbly. But I feel like today I'm like a part of it. This is a new moment.
So much of this league is about history. When you're on the dais and you're looking out and you see Doug Williams and Darrell Green and John Riggins, a part of what RFK was.
Sure.
For the commissioner of the league, how does that hit you knowing that you're a part of bringing this team back?
I just mentioned that. To me, it's in some ways very emotional because I was thinking on the way down here today, all the great times I had going to RFK Stadium, and now a new generation of kids are going to be able to experience that. And I really, truly believe it's great for this community. As someone who lived here for 11 years, I believe this is going to be good for this community, and it's an investment that is well worth it. And it'll work well.
All right, that was NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell that you just heard from there. So Allison and Annie, they talked about all of those memories here from the good old days, the great days of the Washington football team, the Washington Commanders, how they played 5 NFC Championship games here. 3 Super Bowls. This was the foundation for Joe Gibbs and Doug Williams and Darrell Green and Joe Theismann and Mark Rippon and all the other greats that have come through here. They have played at this stadium. They talked about how they could feel it when the stadium would rock, when the Commanders were doing something great. Also, a lot of history here with baseball. We know that the football team was here from 61 to 96 before they moved out to Maryland for the 97 season. The Washington Nationals, when they returned to Washington, D.C., they played here for a couple of years. I was at the last game here back in 2007 when they played the Phillies, and they beat the Phillies to close it out before they moved to the new facility over in Navy Yard. So soccer's been here. They've had HBCU
Concerts.
games here. They've had Major League Baseball All-Star games here. This place is a big deal for Washington, D.C. But again, they got to work through all these numbers, and the community has to have a say in this as well, because there's a lot that goes into bringing a new stadium to an area.
Yes,
and also, don't forget, if they get the dome, it could be a Super Bowl here as well. So a lot to talk about when it comes to this stadium.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Wiz, because we were showing the rendering of the future RFK if it happens, and you see the dome, but it's also a glass dome, a glass roof. So really chic, modern-looking facility there, the stadium. Wisdom, thank you so much.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. As far as what's next for Northwest Stadium and areas near the current stadium in Landover, Maryland, we did get a statement